Hi, I'm Sandy LeBlanc from fitjourney.ca and here to talk to you today about stretching your calves. So it's my observation in working with long-distance runners, triathletes, cyclists, and other endurance athletes that the calves can become tight when you get into the intense part of your training, when you're doing hill repeats and speed work and that sort of thing. And it's very critical that you address that right away, because if you don't keep the calves conditioned and loose, it can lead to things like shin splints, tendoniitis in your foot or ankle, or plantar fasciitis, and you don't want any of those. So probably the first preventative measure before they get sore is to do some strength training for your calves. And a very simple way to do that is by standing on a step or a block or a bench. If you don't have access to a gym and can't use the calf machine there, then you can do it just using your body weight. So I'm just going to use these two yoga blocks. And come on up here and find my balance. And I'm going to lift up and sink the heels down. So I'm just coming up and down. So now if you have something to hold on to, you could probably do one leg at a time. I don't know if I can do this without falling. There we go. 3 raises, and I'm feeling that already. So perhaps do 10 reps 2 or 3 times a week, and you'll strengthen your calves. Just a little something about the anatomy of your calves. You actually have 2 major muscles in your calves, your gastrocnemius and your soleus. And you can just maybe see them on my leg here. The gastrocnemius is this big muscle that we often think is the calf, and it is. It has 2 sides or 2 heads. And then underneath that, next to the bone, a long, flatter muscle called the soleus, which wraps down into your Achilles tendon and down underneath your foot. So you can imagine if you can stretch these 2 muscles, it's going to alleviate any problem or any issue with the bottom of your foot. And that's pretty critical as a runner or a cyclist. The other thing about the calf muscle, the gastroc, because it has 2 heads, when you're stretching, if you can rotate your body left and right, you're going to feel the stretch move from one side to the other. Okay, so 2 great stretches here. When you stretch your calves, you have to think methodically about these 2 muscles. That's why I'm stressing it. First of all, getting into the gastroc, the big muscle. You can have your foot against the wall, against a step. I've got a yoga block, which is going to be fine. And I'm just stepping in a little bit at a time with my other leg until I feel the stretch right in here. And then to find the work in each side, I'm just going to twist left and right. And I can feel the stretch moving from one side to the other. It's very satisfying, the stretch. Now to get into the soleus, you can work on the same leg, but take a step back with your other foot. And then start to bend this knee quite a bit. I'm really trying to push this knee forward. Sorry, just getting my balance. Pushing this knee forward. And at first you might think, oh, I don't feel anything. But then think about where you're feeling. And right down here at the bottom of my lower leg, I'm feeling a stretch. So now I know I'm getting into my soleus muscle. Right there, and there's no point twisting with this one because it's just a long, flat muscle. Okay, so equal love to both sides. Another option, if you have a strap or a tie or your water belt or something that you can use, you're going to take your leg up, lay the strap over the ball of the foot. So this is a position where you can get into a lot of different muscle groups in your body, but specifically to the calves, you need to have the foot flexed. You need to pull the toe down towards the shin. If my foot's like this, I'm not feeling any stretch in my calf. So when I pull the toe down and lift the heel up, now I'm getting into my calf. And then there's a couple of variations on this. You can point and flex. So now when I'm pointing, my calf is contracting. And when I'm flexing, it's getting a really big stretch. And then that same principle of rotating when you're standing up, you can do the same thing here. I can turn the toes in and the heel out. Heel in and toes out, just go back and forth. Oh my goodness, that feels great. So there you are, an option for strengthening your calves, taking some preventative measures when you know you're going to get into intense training. And when they do start to get tight, then right away start to address them with some very specific stretches. Or better yet, come to a yoga class at Fit Journey. Your body will thank you.